Week 4, day 4. It's going to be the end of this first block of prep for nationals. It's been a good block. Looking forward to see what my coach has in store for me for the next block and a half, 2 blocks, whatever it ends up being. But it's too early for this. And when I say early, it's like 10 o'clock, which is usually when I train on Saturdays anyway. But I just want to go back to bed. I'm sleepy. But that's not really an option. So we got more sandbag today. It's an overload day, so it's like a 65-pound bag for some sets of 3. Then we got some squats, 3 sets of 5, I think. Then some stones, or no, some power stairs. Then some frame, then some stones. I looked ahead today. I didn't want to leave you hanging. But it's going to be a long training session. Event days always are. So no more yapping. Let's just go pick up stuff, or throw stuff in this case. All right, sandbags are done. Something might have clicked there in that last set, in a good way, not like I'm hurt or anything. I just realized that I've been throwing really flat-footed this whole time. You're supposed to be explosive here, and I'm not an expert on jumping high by any means, but when I jump, obviously I'm on my toes, kind of like, the front of your foot there. And on that last set of sandbag, as I was setting the bag up, I leaned forward a little bit onto my toes, and I was like, why do I feel my legs working more right now? So I did that set that way, and it made a crazy difference. I mean, it felt, to me, it looked like it was a whole foot higher. So I'm going to go do one more set actually and record from the side angle so I can get a view on how high it went actually and compare that to the first couple sets. Because it felt like a crazy difference. So I think I'm going to go do one more set of that just to make sure that I'm not just crazy, but it felt way better. So I'm anxious to go see if that makes a difference, because it felt significant. So let's just go see. All right, squats are done. Moving on to power stairs. Had to take a slight intermission there because my tummy hurt. But we're good now. I feel revitalized. So I think it's 3 sets of 12 today at 315 is the top weight. I think I have a 311 on there right now, so we'll go with that. Get to try out my new step my dad made. I think it's awesome looking. Let's see how it works. All right, I'm going to make this quick because I got places to be, things to do. It was a good session all around. No real complaints. Sandbag went okay. That technique's starting to click a little better. Squats were squats. Power stairs, jumping up after every rep and then bringing the weight back down is probably the second worst thing in strongman that I've discovered. First being Conan's wheel. Awful event. But I did 2 sets because I wasn't sure. I should say I did the power stairs 2 different ways. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to jump up after every rep and then bring the weight back down and then do that every rep. So I did a set that way. And it was exhausting. It took me forever. But then I did it the way I was doing it, where I wasn't jumping up, just putting the weight up, bringing it back down, putting it up, bringing it back down. And the weight was no issue that way. No issue whatsoever for 12 reps. So, I don't know. It would just be an easier event to train if you didn't have to bring the weight back down like that. That's just awful. It was really torturing my lower back. But we got it done and felt pretty good. I was a little worried about power stairs starting prep for this because usually it's kind of a tall man's event. And I'm not tall. I'm 6 foot maybe on a good day. Probably not 6 foot, but why not? But it's feeling good. Then went on to frame. It was frame. I'm not super worried about that event, but I'm not going to disrespect it because that's when it disrespects me. But the frame weight seems awfully light for nationals. Now it's a whole different implement. It's like a yoke wheelbarrow combo. So I don't know what to expect there. It might feel heavier in the hand. It might feel lighter in the hand. But based on my last frame experience, which is comparable to a wheelbarrow, I think, it should be an okay event for me. So not overly worried about that, but still going to take that event very seriously, just like you should every event. Stones today felt much better. My coach suggested shouldering the stone and then running with it. I was very against that, honestly, because shouldering a 300, a 325, a 350 stone and running with it, I know the distances get shorter as you get heavier, but still, shouldering those 3 events alone would be an event. So it's still, with the 265, 270 stone, whatever that is, it works fine. It works great. But I'm a little concerned about it carrying over to the heavier stones. But I'll find that out in the coming weeks. But as of right now, I think that's the strategy I'm going to stick with, shouldering it. Because it might take an extra second to get it up to that shoulder versus just propping it here and carrying it. But I was able to breathe better. I was able to move faster. It did not feel nearly as unstable as I originally thought it would, mainly because I can hold it up with my other hand. I was, in my mind before this, I was thinking that I'd have to put one arm out and run with it like that, which that's not true at all. It's not a stone-to-shoulder event, so you don't need to balance it with one arm. So I didn't think that through whenever he told me that. But now I'm understanding that I think shouldering is going to be the way to go. So I don't really have anything else to say right now because I'm recording this. I'm missing the deadlift champs. By the way, I think Rano Heinle and maybe Makarov are going to pull that. So I'll see you guys in the next video.